We're learning more about the victims of the terror attack in New York City. A teenager is being treated in the ICU, but is expected, thankfully, to be okay. One woman sadly lost both of her legs in this attack. And as for the suspected attacker, he underwent minor surgery and will likely be taken to a prison ward soon. Let's bring in Dr. Mark Siegel, professor of medicine for NYU Langone Medical Center, Fox News contributor. You have been able to bring us fresh information on not only the victims, but the suspect as well. The suspect currently in Bellevue Hospital, that's about 3 miles from the scene of this horrific event. Give us an update on him first.
Sandra, Bellevue Hospital is a #1 trauma center. It's level 1. It's probably the best in the state. It takes care of about 1,500 trauma victims a year, blunt trauma. This is the place to be if something horrific like this is going to happen. In terms of the suspect, you're asking about this. My sources say that he sustained a bullet wound to the upper leg, that they went in to the OR and they found no major damage to any arteries. They were able to close it up. He's very stable and is likely to go to a prison ward
So
soon.
Minor surgery for the suspect that's been repaired, no damage to the blood vessels, you report, and he's expected to go to the prison ward soon. What kind of timing should we expect on him to be moved?
I wouldn't expect him to have a prolonged hospitalization here, maybe a day or two, maybe a little bit longer. I want to add, by the way, that in my training at Bellevue, we often had a situation like this where a murderer would be chained to a stretcher, and we'd be taking care of both the murderer and the victim side by side. That's our medical training, not to differentiate.
Because regardless, they're going to operate, and
Absolutely.
there are doctors there that are doing just that. Let's move on to some of the victims here. A 14-year-old was transferred to Bellevue. What's the update on that person?
Well, this 14-year-old was in the ICU and has since been transferred to another hospital. So we don't have the updated status, but what I heard is that this 14-year-old is expected to recover.
As we know, there were children involved. The school bus that the suspect eventually rammed into, 2 adults, 2 children were injured in that and transferred to area hospitals. A woman with both legs amputated as well.
Risk of paralysis. This is a terrible injury. Life probably going to be stable also.
All right.
Someone with a chest tube, someone with a spleen, all expected to be stable.
Dr. Siegel, thank you for the update.